think that's everything. Not web. Random things. Do I? Wood. I don't know why the cabin making noise. That's funny. Where's my bird? Nothing. No. Oh man, I miss Indy's funny drawings. They were cutesy. Where? There. Oh, hello, Jade.
Hello.
Hello.
What are you doing?
Getting rid of the trash. I had put that note block down there because I like, oh, cutesy little thing noise, but literally nobody's used it. So I just removed it.
We just had a note block over here.
Yeah, it was just a note block with a gold block under it because that changes the noise.
I've never actually heard it.
I opened my bag. Where did I put it?
Oh wait, let me actually turn that sound on.
Cute.
That would help.
The melody is just simply too high for your cat ears.
Oh, interesting. Do any other blocks do that?
Uh, yeah, I think like Amethyst does, and the sand for like maraca sound or whatever, and glass. I think there's
Oh,
several ones, like wood also. That's how people like make note block songs to get like all the different instruments.
I see.
Yeah, I don't have the patience for that.
Yeah, that's fair. How have you been doing otherwise?
I mean, I've been doing fine, you know, after the very interesting day with Lily that you stumbled upon with the bones.
Right. Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, like I was there since the beginning and I don't know either. Like that's all I gotta say if that was in your mind ever. Like what the fuck was happening that day?
Well, if she didn't try digging up the graves of the group 2 members, then I think we're safe.
Yeah, and you know, she wasn't trying to actively get anyone's bones while they were standing. So that's a plus.
Yeah, just
How yeah.
mhm.
How have you been? I mean it's for multiple reasons it's been a while you haven't been at spawn. Uh,
Yeah, it's kind of enemy territory around here. Um,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So I haven't been lingering around much, but um some things have kind of been escalating in the background, so There's been
that's
some interesting
good.
stuff happening. Have you seen much of The Intruder lately?
Actually, I literally saw in the maybe I can't remember. It was either yesterday or the other day, the day before that. We saw, and also it, they were just around me and Azif, I think.
Did they say anything interesting?
Not really. To me, at least, she was just kind of hanging about. I don't know if Cindy said anything to Ziv, but she just was kind of there.
Hmm. The Intruder came up to me for a while, had some interesting things to say, but maybe go into your office.
Oh, okay, sure. I mean, she has been surprisingly like talkative with people, which if you remember at the beginning, she was fairly quiet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's odd seeing them so talkative, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, she was at the masquerade and like was
Yeah,
talking
that's
with
true.
Ella a bunch, so that was fun.
She enjoys saying no a lot.
Oh, really? I haven't. Despite being so into like indies, my body pal, we haven't like talked that much. It seems like she's just doing a bunch of things with other people.
Damn.
Yeah, first it was Lily, then it was Indy. You know how it goes.
Yeah, that's awkward. Damn.
Yeah, yeah, that is.
Well, I have a question for you actually.
Yes, sure. I'm an open book.
You you have your memories, right? I
Yeah,
believe you do.
yeah, I do.
Do you have a part of yourself that is missing and you may wish to have it back, I suppose? Like something that you lost before you came to the Isles.
That is an interesting question. Not really. I don't think anything's changed in a particular way with me. Or like that, I feel like something specifically lost because of the Isles.
Not necessarily because of the Isles, just something that you've kind of lost and haven't been able to get back since you've been here.
Uh, mm,
Maybe not.
no, I don't. I don't really think so. No, I'm going to say no, considering like circumstances and everything.
Do you have
Why? Yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine. Do you have anything or anyone you care about very much? Someone maybe that you put above others.
Like, honestly, like I'm not going to question why you're asking this. I'm just here on the Isles specifically, or in like general.
In general.
I mean, yeah, considering I have my memories, but what can you really do about it? Why are you interested in that?
I'm just thinking, just 'cause
I mean, if if you're asking that in a way of, oh, have I talked to the institute or anything about it, since I have my memories and have people outside, then I'm just going to say that I haven't talked to the institute about that. That I actually have people out there.
That's not where I was going, but good to know. Um, there, um, I'm simply thinking about priorities and thinking about if putting one thing over another, I suppose. If you knew getting something important to you um meant giving up something else that's also important, how would you go about how hmm,
Like, how would I go about trading like an important thing for another?
yeah.
Oh, that is a tough question. I mean, besides the obvious weighing out pros and cons, I guess I would try thinking about it through the perspective of how how important it has been and will be in a long run, because it's a hard thing to obviously sacrifice or trade, so it would have to be thought out more carefully.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's hard to do something like that. um I'm simply if one thing has been extremely important to me for all my life and my lifetime before the Isles. It's who I am, but prioritizing that has consequences that
Right.
are were unforeseen, you know. Um,
Yeah, what hasn't really been unforeseen about this place?
yeah. Do you think that something key to who you are is more important than something newer?
Mm. That
It's very vague. I know.
Yeah, no, it is, and I'm a guy who's very keen on like knowing specific circumstances, so I'm trying to think of an answer that isn't like, oh, it really depends, because yeah, I'm
Yeah,
trying to think of
it
something.
does depend. I know. It's
Yeah,
just,
I've hmm. Yeah, I can't think of really an answer outside of like what key factors, what part of yourself it is about, what what like something better the newer thing could bring, like how much is the trade in weighing gold.
all right, new question. A different way of asking. Um, let's say this thing, as key to who you are, has been the driving force of everything you've done ever to get back in your possession.
Right.
is it worth it to see through the end when the consequence can also be drastic? If all you've done is focus on this one thing that you want to get back, is it?
That was worded better. I understood that much more clearly. I'm just thinking on how to word my answer back exactly.
It's difficult to even word this correctly because there are some things I just can't admit, even to myself.
And that's completely fair, you know. Words are hard and stupid sometimes.
Yeah.
I think, you know, regarding like that and oneself and trying to obtain something because you know yourself the best, right?
Yes.
So in that regard, I would say that it is in a way of as long as you know if something negative has come out of trying to pursue it, that after you know you're able to obtain it, you're able to make the most of it again, and you're able to make maybe depending on what exactly it has been, you're able to make other things better that you may have used to get back to what you'd missed on.
Yeah.
Those those decisions they are hard, is especially if you know about oneself. You find out about something and you go maybe into a slight denial, and then it's about trying to just put everything back on their own tracks.
That is extremely fitting.
Yeah, talking that was, I'm just going to say, from you know personal experience with maybe a similar topic, maybe not. Who's to say? I mean, I'm a yapper. I'm gonna say it. Like you know, here I've not. I'm going to keep being honest about things because I got nothing to hide, because there's nothing about anything that I've said that you know could be held against me, and I know that you know that's a very on topic considering recent events with people. So you know, I'm just letting you know how things are. But
Right. Um, it is very funny you say that, considering what the intruder brought to light to me. It's very peculiar how much the intruder knows. Have you noticed that?
kind of, yeah. I'm remembering some small things that in in this known or heard people say that, oh yeah, and they brought this up or said something weird.
What is peculiar that the intruder knows what's happened to me before the Isles. I don't know how. I truly don't.
That is actually really interesting on how she knows that, considering that as far as we know she's been on the Isles like before you got
Exactly.
here. So It's where how is Indy suddenly becoming some omniscient being? What's
The only thing I
what's
could
the
think of is that the intruder possibly had seen documentation of what occurred in our pasts, or has just heard it through, just being told somehow.
right, right, and with how things have been with Indy, it could also be some weird memory thing that Indy's just known from having found out in the past.
Yeah. Hmm.
I unfortunately don't know anything about how Indy could have found out about that or
Yeah, I wasn't
otherwise.
expecting you to.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time we seem to be chill, so if I happen to see them anytime soon, I can try asking if that's what you'd like. I mean, Indy knows anyway that whatever that thing is about you, so. But it's your call.
Yeah, I would like to ask them as well. I don't know when she'll show up again, but I would ask. I was just kind of caught up in the entirety of everything, just to really dive into exactly the how she got that information, but um it was more so catching up on things I've been blanking on. Um
Right. Yeah. It is it is weird when now that, talking about, people's past again, how with group 1 it makes sense now why their memories would be skewed after so long time of being here and not even having known that they were even alive in the first place after we started learning about group 2 stuff and group 2 had their thing going on. But then it's like, why is majority of group 3, which is very small, but still, why are majority missing their memories? Like, what could have happened with others that didn't with me?
I don't know. I think it's possible it's just a matter of things that happened before we even got here. Um or um some weird mix up. I don't know because I can't really figure out a way that the institute could have done that. I don't think that they did anymore, honestly. I'm starting to I kind of with what the intruder told me, I kind of had a bit of a realization that the institute may have not done any mind scrambling. Not that they're any free of any faults, of course. I still blame them for
Yeah,
much of everything.
yeah, of
Um,
course. I guess it could be said that that them not it would be giving them too much credit at this point for having thought up to scramble people's brains even more.
yeah. Um, but I don't know. It's hard because we haven't really gotten a whole lot of information on Group 3, honestly.
Yeah, which is surprising considering how little there are compared to everyone else. Because even when we joined, majority turned out to be group 2. So
Yeah.
despite being small in numbers, there's just as little information, and I haven't stumbled upon anything new either. No weird institute buildings, no hidden books or anything.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Because what's interesting is like all of us being on the same boat. We must have all like the boat didn't go from the nether to the end to everywhere around, picking us all up one by one. That's not how fucking
Yeah.
boats work.
I mean,
Um,
some boats, but yeah, in general, because it was on water, looked like water boats, so it, obviously took off at several points in the overall, at least for me,
yeah.
because I know that I'm mostly like heritage wise from the end, but I have just very much lived in the overworld my whole life.
Mhm.
So, but even then, with like Ghost and Ziv, it's were they just in the overworld during that time period, or did they get something during that time, like some weird mail?
Yeah, and the same thing with me. I don't know how I ended up in the overworld to get on a boat. Um,
Yeah, I haven't seen that many mailboxes in the Nether, even in
yeah,
the more populated
yeah,
areas.
no.
No, that's
Yeah, I definitely have. I know I've never seen an invitation to the Isles in my life. Um, I don't know how everything got coordinated. I don't know how we're all just shipped to be put on the boat and all happened to wake up on the boat, rather than in the overworlds, like at a station or something. Um,
right. Yeah, I can say with me at least, and now this is going to make it even more slightly ridiculous. At least I'm pretty sure that this is how it's gone. Because when do you not miss a memory being gone? But I'm pretty sure I. So I may or may not have had just jumped onto the boat, not knowing where it was going.
why would you do that?
Yeah, so, I mean, can you blame someone for assuming that, hey, if it ends up not going anywhere specific, that if I get caught, that they just be like, hey, a stowaway, what are you doing here? I'm going to call the cops on you and you're going to get fined and then sent back.
Uh,
In hindsight, yeah, the risk was pretty fucking stupid. But that's at least my part on it, so it could have been at the same place where everyone else got picked up. I don't know, I didn't really pay attention.
that is interesting. That is like the actual first time where um I've heard someone say they like recall exactly how they got on the boat and that it was actually on purpose. Um,
Yeah, on purpose, while simultaneously not knowing what it was going to be about. And, I know that I got my chicken and everything, but obviously, once someone sees you on the boat, you're like, well, legal, legal trouble. So you give them your name and think that, oh, they're just going to fine you. But turns out not. Turns out they give you a handy dandy ticket and, yeah.
and you end up in a paradise.
Yeah, paradise with heavy, heavy quotation marks.
Uh-huh.
Paradise with an asterisk at the end saying may or may not end up there being a hellscape that you've seen before.
I just realized something. Um, the other day I was talking to Ruby and she brought up the idea that maybe the Isles is meant to be something similar to almost a rehabilitation center, you know?
Yeah.
And I think she may be not far from the truth with that one. Um, Considering newfound information and all, I wonder if people were sent here. You know, of course they say everyone came to, by their own free will. It's like a better than what you had before type of thing.
Right. Yeah.
Um, but I wonder if it's kind of similar to a rehabilitation center. It's possible, isn't it possible that others can kind of make that decision for you if it's your for your own benefit?
Yeah, that's actually literally from because I fucking just flexing with my memories. That's what happens in the outside world, that someone can put you into an institution or other mental health thing if they think you're, a danger to others or yourself, and it's like to help you out to figure what's wrong, to decompress, and usually people can do that even if you're a legal adult. It's very scary
Well, son of
laws.
a bitch. Well, that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, son of a. I don't need no fucking rehab, man.
Well, whenever you unlock your ever so tragic backstory on what could have sent you to now most likely rehabilitation place, sure, let's try to work out the logistics, but in these things sometimes it doesn't even have to have that good of a reason for these things to happen and for people to be just in the way. I mean, logically speaking, with anything really, even in cases of quote unquote rehabilitation, someone can be sent away under the guise of like, yeah, we're doing this for you, but in reality, it would be to get rid of a person for a certain period of time if they have the authority and means to convince that, yeah, this is needed to be done. Of course, this would be easier to figure out if people were given access to their own files about reasonings as to why specifically they got here. But when is it that easy?
I can, as much as I also hate the fact that you can't access your own files, I see why they do that.
Yeah, yeah.
If if we see what, who, where, what the fuck sent us here and why, like what we did to and who to blame, then it could maybe quote unquote like send us down a spiral or whatever. But
True, and I guess also
mhm.
the thing of if your memories for one reason or another has gone away on the topic and you figure out why exactly you have been sent to a place early in your quote unquote healing process, then that could, depending on the person's base nature, could mean that they would like try take advantage of the knowledge and act better to be let out earlier, you know, like good behavior type of early release or
Right.
something. So that could be another reason why they wouldn't want those files to be shown to someone once memory has gone off, because if it's not by institute and it's by trauma or other type of bodily response, if there is one to regarding memory loss, then I forgot what I was going to say.
That's fine.
But you know what I mean. The risk involving that and everything.
Yeah, like making everyone believe that they came on their own free will just kind of forces them to kind of make the most of their situation or whatever and
Yeah.
say, well, I must have had a pretty shit life beforehand. I might as well just kind of hang out here, I guess. But if it was a complicated lifetime, you got sent here because of rehab purposes or containment purposes, then knowing that you did not come on your own free will would definitely be a problem for the institute and for everyone else.
Yeah, it definitely would be like, hey, how can then an institute, a rehabilitation place like that stay up? But logically, knowing if we can find some weird history books in the library about mental health institutions like that, there's a good amount of cases there had been like, yeah, they're there to help people, but also have been very shitty to people, which I guess here means getting shot if you break into an abandoned building or have other patients, so to say, attack you and hurt you.
Yeah.
So it makes sense why this would have its own faults like that have been going on.
This sucks. I don't even know how to. It's just been. There's been a lot just being attempted to be figured out in the past week. And with what the intruder said and what we're kind of discussing now, it seems like this may very much be the case. And it's a lot.
Yeah, yeah, and it does seem to logically to me also be seeming that case, because why would you go so deep into committing to tormenting people instead of helping them, if in that case you would kind of haphazardly give them health stuff, but here people had been putting like some real care, and while Whisper was around, we had those basic health checkups, and they didn't seem haphazardly, so it it does. I think the theory that it's some rehab place is the strongest.
Yeah. Hmm. We need to get a hand on my files or something. This is.
I know
I.
it's. Yeah, no, sorry, you can go first.
No, go ahead.
No, you go.
Go.
I forgot. It will
Okay.
come back to me in a couple of minutes. I'm just, when you're speaking truly in the moment and just words keep coming out, and that's how you forget what you were going to say because you haven't thought much ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's really just happening. Who needs forgetting your past when you can actively in the moment forget?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know. I think I know what I'm gonna do in terms of everything. It's just overly complicated now. But screw fucking rehabilitation. I'm done with this shit.
Yeah, I mean, a fair point to a degree, and actually, what you said there did remind me what I was going to say, and it reminded of when you had attacked Asha to like send some form of a message, which I know you are skilled in combats and move, and you know probably wouldn't have accidentally killed Asha, but I, although I haven't found any, you know, useful new information at all in a while, you know how everyone's kind of on the edge about the workers, how they're not the friendliest. I haven't heard everything that happened on the mission, but I did hear that people weren't happy with them, right?
Yes.
So I'm. It's not that it's not genuine, because to a degree it is that I'm being still nice with them, but for the purposes of trying to get new information for everyone's sake, no matter how much they've fucked up, be recently or in the past, what I'm saying is I'm trying to be buddies with them, especially workers like Asha and Cedar, who've been more ostracized by other islanders, to maybe get close enough to them that I could get some information to slip out that could help us. That's why I've been still as friendly with them, because they are in a sucky situation sort of with us, but at the same time they still hold that higher authority compared to us. So you know what they say, keep your friends closer but your enemies closer. And I feel like, considering how, you attacked Asha, I should let you know that please don't try like killing them or attacking them too hard, because with some of them I am trying to do some background work for us.
Well, one reason why I did attack Asha was because Asha had no information to give me. Um, so I decided to send a message to the boss man himself. But I wasn't planning on killing any of them anyway, because as yeah, because them alive is more information than them dead.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, I guess, but you don't have to worry about that. Um, plus the the institute doesn't really seem like, I feel like it's going to be easier to get information by kind of going behind closed doors rather than trying to squeeze it out of them, because, There's someone doing sick tricks out there. Um, but um, uh, where is this idiot?
Any anyway, sick tricks.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I think it's obviously their job to protect the information. That's why Onyx is here anyway. Um,
Yep.
but you know, if you think you can get information out of them by being buddy buddy with them, by all means, go ahead. I don't really have much faith in that, but if you have the patience for it, you do you.
Yeah, sometimes the long game can be a little bit of fun. Not, obviously, I'm very much aware of how hard it has been to get information out of them directly, but it's less so squeezing information out of them and much rather letting it marinate out and seep into like a bowl. A weird metaphor, but like just letting it come out with time. Maybe it's nothing, maybe it's something, but even then, even if I don't get any information, valuable or not, then at the very least, with some of their psyches, they do genuinely at moments want to help, and whatever upper ground we can have is worth having, even if it's something like that.
I agree. I've been doing my own sort of leverage gaining in the background as well. Um, so far it's worked.
Yep.
So if if it ends up working for you, then good. But yeah,
Yeah. If something, eventually comes out of it, I'll definitely let you know first, or say one of the first, because as much as I still to different degrees trust others, you're still more calculative than the rest, to put it kindly for them.
well, thank you.
Of course,
Um,
takes one big brain individual to notice another.
I see. Yes. You've been, I've noticed you taking a very neutral stance compared to others, so I appreciate it. It does give one person to give, um, it's good to have a conversation with someone else, you know. I have nothing
Yeah,
against you.
yeah, especially when considering that Ghost and Ziv and everyone else, they still as well consider me close, and this is a conversation that we did have, where they asked what my standpoint, how I was feeling about you killing Julian, and if I trusted you or not. And that to say, I mean, obviously, since I'm close to them, that's a fair thing to ask from someone. And so I just simply
Right.
said that I don't really feel like I logistically know about things, and I know that in my personal opinion and aspects of things compared to what everyone else have done, that I do think killing Julian was tiny bit stupid and pointless considering his character, but at the same time I also, outside of my, friendship with Lily, think that fellow killing Lily was dumb because it didn't do anything. It's not help anyone get any closer. Julian, I mean, love the guy, but he's not like an actual physical threat. Yes, his connections to, let's say, ghosts who's more competitive can be a threat, but considering it all, I personally don't think it was wise, but at the same time, I don't like hate you, or have any ill wish because we're all stuck in this fucked up place, and I've seen fucked up things, which is why I have this standpoint. Because everyone is still, at the end of the day, makes their own choices, and whenever or not that helps to move towards a goal that we should collectively it, has its moments.
Would you like to know a secret?
Sure, I love secrets.
Julian's death did help. It helped me. And I'll let you in on a little something.
Sure.
Julian was there when Ghost died. Do you recall?
Yeah, I do recall, like, him, Rook. It was a whole thing. I was literally the only one stuck at spawn when Asha left. So it's like, chat, what the fuck? There's no one to answer anything while all of it was
Yeah,
going down.
it was a little bit of a mess.
Yeah, but
But,
I do remember everyone involved there.
yes. Julian, if he wasn't there, things would have gone a little bit better. Brooke wouldn't have lost a second life that day. So consider that maybe a little bit of a weakness of mine. But that is one of the reasons. Consider it a little bit of a get back.
Yeah,
Just a little bit of a delayed reaction maybe, but
yeah, people
there's
like
other
that here.
reasons, but
Yeah, you have your deeper reasons, and makes sense why you wouldn't just be laying it all upon the guy who you have barely talked with for a while, and who's still, closer with some people, and having a trust in word takes a while. So I get why you wouldn't be laying all the details about on me, little old me.
yeah. Look, I'm letting you know more than I would let other people know on average. So consider that a plus.
I am.
But
Don't don't you worry. I'm very aware of how different this is compared to other people, and any information confidential stuck with me. If someone asks, I wouldn't tell them anyway. At that point, I've probably forgotten unless it gets brought up specifically by you.
yeah. Well, I thought I might as well let you know. Not that it really matters to me whether you think my decision was foolish or not, but um, you know, just a little bit of insight um
True,
on
true.
some reasons behind
Yeah, and
that.
as well, it gave my own insight because it's nothing to hide. It's better to just be honest and let slight personal opinions be like, yeah, this is how this is how I viewed it with my experience, so that there's no any like complications or misunderstandings further down the line.
Yeah. I look, stupid things will be done. Stupid things, well,
Yeah,
stupid to other people. Stupid things will be done to get what you want, you know? It's
yeah,
just what actions are seen as worth it in the long run. And Julian dying just happened to be one of the little bits of one of the steps to get there. Consider it selfish, I don't care. But I'm being honest with you.
yeah. And honesty, it goes a long way, which is why I've been doing this since the beginning, because besides just outright betraying someone or outright doing something else that could be considered bad, lying is one of those things that in a long run can fuck you up if you don't come clean about them. So I'd rather just not have lied in general whenever I could have, because if you have lied to someone that you trust and could be of help in the future, then once that's found out, even if it's a tiny thing, then that can damage that trust, obviously, and it can make certain things harder to obtain. That's just a long way of saying that trust goes a long way, and honesty to a degree. And obviously, there are situations where you will have to lie, and it will be a while before you can say the truth. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's just how I've been going on about this. It's even before. This is just me talking about my own viewpoints, even though I don't have any new helpful information or otherwise to add, it's me trading back to you what you've said and shared about yourself. You know,
Yeah.
like it's not much, but
Um
it's giving insight, and it may help you decide if you need to tell someone something. Like helps option people out.
yeah. I kind of follow the same sort of decision making where some things do have to stay hidden for a while it just until it ends up being in everyone's best interest. Um
Yeah.
or yeah, something along those lines. Um but uh yeah, there's just my brain is kind of buzzing with thought right now. There's a lot being considered. Um
Yeah, a lot on the line with this.
yeah, it's unfortunate. Really didn't think that there'd be so many obstacles in such a insignificant place, but things happen, I guess.
Yeah, especially considering how many people are in similar positions, yet choose to continue in a fighting. Like, are they really helping each other feel better, or is that something that they have just convinced themselves?
Are you speaking about anyone specifically?
No, I'm just speaking in a general with people's decision makings, having had experience of similar situations. So I'm like, guys, come on, like with my coffee cup up on the sidelines, like guys, come on, chop chop, behave, please. We got a thing to do. But it also, obviously I recognize the nuances and why people would turn on one another and get to fighting, ignoring what needs to be done because they think their own little groups that they have formed can do it by themselves. When really we should all be talking more with each other.
Maybe, but there are other, aspects to it that may get in the way, such as what I was referring to
Yeah.
being, you know, something that I kind of have to do myself. And, you know, sure, Ghost and Julian have died by my hands, and that could be considered infighting, considering everyone, we're all group 3 here. But I don't go without reason.
Yeah, obviously.
Yes. But I don't know. I kind of have a good feeling that people don't really have much information to offer anyway. So, let's say in this hypothetical situation, me, you, and the Three Stooges decide to kind of get together and have a little bit of a chat about, oh, all the information that we've gathered so far on the Isles. What have we figured out so far? I have a great big feeling that the others really would have jack shit. Um,
Yeah, no.
because I don't think there's been much investigation going on that end.
Yeah, no, you are correct on that one, especially considering how they don't have any ties to any of the other groups, and they've been dealing with their own emotional
Hmm.
spiels. Word.
Precisely. So, honestly, I don't really think we're missing out on a whole much.
Let's
Not kind of
ditch
getting
those
together, putting our
words.
heads together. Look, we both know we've been doing our own sorts of investigations, two different methods, but we've been doing something. Um, and maybe at some point we'll confide in that, and maybe we could bring some stuff together. But for now, the information that I have found is being buried lock and key, specifically in an interest. But
Right.
um, uh, eventually it may be brought to light. But for now, there's no use in that other than the possibility of rumors being spread, which doesn't help anything other than the fact that it just shows what information has been found to the Institute. And they know exactly who to scold or shoot.
Yeah, nobody would like that. But yeah, if
Yeah.
I, stumble on about any information that I think you could have found out, then I'll definitely let you know, because although I've had less luck in stumbling upon or finding things on my own, though God forbid I have been trying since like day one, I still have integrated myself in enough people's social circles. I'm well off enough with most people that I've, despite not having been to multiple things, despite not having been to multiple people, I've been still in a good amount of time in like the first chunk of people to have heard about new information. So I'll keep being the friendly little therapy buddy who's trying to help everyone to be able to get information together easily. Be like a walking archive of sorts could be a fun metaphor for that. The way,
Right.
despite not having been there for people having found, let's say, the group 2 location, I still heard it and got great detail on the matter. And even though that's something that, has been told and shown to other people, it's still valuable for more people to have and for someone who's heard about other things to as well know. So definitely stacking things up and going about it slow whenever I can, though I'm trying to speed up also finding and figuring out important stuff.
Yeah, one thing I think that you definitely have right is being extremely neutral. I think that even if maybe no one trusts you completely, but enough to give you little bits and pieces, and you can get little bits and pieces from everyone because no one can hate you because you've
Yeah,
done
no,
nothing wrong.
yeah, if I've done nothing wrong, I'm running a whole therapy office for everyone, and I'm, just helping, giving people things all the time, so why wouldn't they tell me something?
It's smart.
So,
It's very smart.
thank you. Oh, shucks. Despite having done, this a long while, it's always like, what? You really think so? To literally from anyone ever. Like, I'm just doing my thing. I'm being neutral in the best way that I can, like lean into things the right way, say the right thing, and just being honest, because at the end of the day, why would you want to get rid of that one guy who's not truly done anything wrong and just wants to help?
Exactly. So I think
Great.
you've got, a good path set out for you to get more information and being able to connect more dots than other people can.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah, it's definitely a start, even when sometimes it feels a little bit lacking and could be, but not everyone can know everything at the same time, and sometimes, as you said before, it's good to keep things on hold, because even though information is something that another person could benefit from and could be helpful, there's still, the other risk factors, as you said, with the incident knowing or having heard about that some information has gotten out and whatnot.
yeah, it's better to keep the um like the presence of a leak of information, not known to many people, just kind of play it safe until you have like the full picture and not just part of it
Yeah, like,
because,
yeah, not giving information willy-nilly because you don't know what's going on all the time. If that person would, like, you think you can confine in them with a certain piece of information, but turns out then they'll use it against you or something. That is, you know,
mhm.
that is wise.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm, you know genuinely honored that, you felt like, you can confide in me in this information, and I certainly won't let you of all people down. One of the few people here who actually knows what they're doing with everything and trying. So, you know,
Well, thank you. Um, yeah. I I do hope that someday we'll be able to combine our brains a little bit someday. But for
someday.
now, you know,
Yeah,
it
for
would just
now,
be separate
keep it
separate
down low.
investigations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keep it down low. See what comes up that could hint at something. Honestly, at this point, how nosy the institute is, we could come up with not a keyword because keywords are easier to figure out, but maybe an item of sorts to like that seems common enough to just give someone in be it one item or a stack of it during a moment where something has come up that hey, I'll need to talk to you about this later, or that something has come up and soon enough I'll let you know.
I think that's pretty easy to figure out what item to.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that works.
Works mighty fine. Just I'm really curious. Just slightly off topic. We've had a wonderful, serious conversation, exchanging information. But I am curious, how many enchanted golden apples do other people have compared to us?
I would be curious as well.
Like
Um,
there are certain statistics that I'm just like, please let's just compare numbers for no reason at all. There's no competitive advantage that could be could come out of from so having knowing how much items certain person has at the moment. PvP.
uh-huh. Yeah, I'd be curious as well. It'd be kind of interesting just to see how lucky you are, or just how much you've done to go out collecting and stuff. Um,
Yeah, and it also would help that because slight throwback to whatever you guys were doing and having to fight off things. Like it would also, in general, help someone put together a timeline of things like, okay, this person had this much of this important item in battle. How much would they theoretically, between everything that has happened, have now? So you would be able to assess easier in a group fight if they should be more at the front or more at the back outside of, basic skills.
that is an interesting perspective. I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, that would be interesting. Are you planning
Yeah.
some sort of war?
Goodness no. My god, Jade. I know you're a pirate soul, but my god, let's wait a little bit longer at least.
Ah, but that
To be
sounds fun.
see it does, but I'd hate to be a hypocrite, and it's another thing that I put that fighting our PvP, killing someone would be the last action needed to be taken. It's just not even from anything that has happened here specifically, but from from my past with people that I've been with. That's some mindset that I've acquired. Like yeah, yippee, fighting, cool, fun, but until a certain point is reached, I'm going to hold back.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but if you ever, I Ghost would not be happy to hear this, but this goes to just anyone. If there's a really specific cause that with that you'll help, it's most likely a very small chance that I would join in, but sometimes trigger fingers wanted to go off.
Right, right, of course. Hmm. Well, I don't know. What I'll say that you've given me some nice insight on what I've been thinking about. I think I know where I'm going and the priorities I can't lose sight of what's important in the long run. And trivial things like what the Isles has to offer doesn't
Right.
doesn't take um doesn't take priority over overall. Um oh my god. Hold on.
Big stretch.
That was more of a ignore this. um
Man, the wind is wild in here. We
Whoa.
probably should, you know,
I'm
put some
hearing some
insulation.
voices. Yeah, yeah, what was that? I didn't hear anything.
But
Anyway,
yeah, I'm happy about, you know, the insight that you've given us as well, and you know, it's talking in general with how fast things have been going. It has been something that's been on my mind in general, but you know, a new thing would happen and then you would vanish with the wind, and I'd never get the chance to pull you aside in a non-suspicious type of way to others. So, you know, good to have caught up.
yeah. Um Look, if things kind of escalate a little bit, uh just keep yourself safe, man. Just,
Yeah.
don't don't let yourself be caught up in something that's gonna get others to hate you or anything. It's
Uh,
Was that there the whole time? The intruder
yeah.
lantern?
No, that's
Really?
yeah. No, that's been there the whole time, and like, dude, there's just lanterns around the whole like place on like the roof and everything that I kept. But yeah, no, I will keep myself safe. KMS for short.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, KYS miss.
Yeah, KMS to Jade.
Um,
But
yeah.
yeah, no, in all seriousness, I will, and it, you know, have been trying mostly this whole time, because you know how else are you supposed to figure it out when others aren't really doing it? Really gotta carry our poor packs with this whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I may I may return here one more time at some point. We'll see. It's good to have some vague opinion on vague questions and vague ideas.
Yeah, you know,
Um,
vaguely catching up, but you know, I know that room was good, and you know, I was, you know, like with how vague it was fine to have anyway. But I'll maybe have some actually good information talk point built at one point. But you know, if something comes up before that, we can just go down here.
ah,
Yeah, I mean, you know, if someone's listening in, it will get drowned in by the amount of cogs here anyway. I don't know why that's overstressed. What the fuck?
well, um, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. It it is very easy to kind of been caught by prying eyes. It's just the elevator, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the elevator board because I would lose it so.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, because it's very good and very easy to kind of be snooped on around here.
Yeah,
But good thing about being vague is you only hear vague shit if you're snooping.
yeah, and also just yapping about the random stuff in between, like long enough so that they'll maybe leave or stop listening as intensely for a while.
Mhm. Um.
But yeah, anything you may need to kind of, people leave their freaking appointment books here, but it goes to a chest that anyone can access. But, since not a lot of people actually know about down here, you can just like hide a book somewhere there and be like, hey, have you been working with Create lately? That could be like the code word or something. And keep
Yeah, or
like,
I'll just put a frickin' god apple in an item frame or something. Um.
yeah, anything goes, but throwing ideas out there as we slowly piece things together.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I appreciate it. My head has been kind of cleared, so I think I kind of have a better understanding on how everything should work from now on. I appreciate it. Your willingness to listen.
Of, of
And
course.
I admire your ability to simply state when you think an action is perceived as stupid, despite the possibility of getting whacked in the face. Um,
Yeah, I mean, if someone gets that mad, it's like their issue at one point, because people have many opinions. That's just one possibility. And, if you quickly try to lay down your, up, like reasonings behind it, then they might just be a little bit confused as to, instead of whacking you, just verbally insult you.
yeah. Um, yeah. Again, I appreciate it, and I may show up again at some point. We'll see. But I wish you luck in your endeavors,
You to you as
and
well.
I I hope that we'll be able to kind of merge our findings together at some point in the near future. But
Yeah,
I hope you have
you
a yeah,
you stay safe
yes.
as well. Don't get murked
Yeah.
by million enemies.
I'm not too worried, but I guess I do have a target on my back, I guess.
Yeah, they're tiny bit mad, but I'll try to keep doing and feeling like, hey, to chill. Perchance, I know, you literally got killed, but
Yeah,
no,
tell them to
hard to
just kind
know.
of get over it in therapy.
Yeah, I'll drag everyone's asses in here to talk their feelings out instead of repeating emotion.
Mhm. Well, I'll see you around. Good luck out there, man, and I appreciate it.
Of course, good luck. Good luck to you, oh great Jade, mysterious, disappearing into the wind. It would have
Goodbye,
been
best.
funnier if it was night and you would have been able to go into the darkness. That would have been a funnier joke.
Yeah, well, yeah, now I kind
Yeah,
of just stick out like a sore thumb.
yeah,
But
it's the thing. When do we get what we want on the Isles? Like each day, you cannot even get a cool, mysterious exit.
yeah, yeah, I'm just gonna have to walk away and be extremely obvious. I'm just like a smudge on a screen almost.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what you could do is throw a smoke bomb and then become invisible.
Yeah, or I can just throw a smoke bomb and you'll already see me walk away like right now.
True.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Great conversations. Thank you again. That was certainly insightful, and I am actually very stupidly happy that Jade had decided to come talk with me about things like that's wild, and I hope what I said can be useful for her whenever or not she chooses to share it with someone else. I have no worries about that. I'm not too concerned about anything, because why would I say something that would one be a lie that would fuck things up for me, and two just say something that would fuck things up for me. You know, as she said, vague answers to vague questions, and some insight that anyone could know from me if they just asked. So hopefully hopefully we can figure something out. We'll 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 just have to see.